Research suggests that participating in your first election kind of determines whether you become an habitual voter. And then another line of research suggests that we can predict people's behavior by looking at their attitudes towards the topic, at their subjective norms, so like looking at what they think about, their social circle's opinion, and how capable they feel. And taking these three things together can predict behavior. In my thesis research, I'm looking at memorable messages, which are childhood messages that kind of have an impact on you. And I'm looking at these memorable messages and how they influence your later attitudes, your subjective norms, and your perceived behavioral control, so how capable you feel. Now, remember the line of research that suggests that we can predict behavior based on these three variables, which means that we can basically predict if somebody is going to vote or not based on how they feel about voting, how capable they feel about voting, and what they think their social circle thinks about voting. And now then, remembering that the first election ever kind of is very determinant for whether people become habitual voters, that is the reason why I am interviewing and surveying 18-year-olds like in the months prior to the next presidential election to kind of hear about the memorable messages that they have heard in their childhood. And I want to find out whether they have influenced them now and whether they, kind of play a role in that decision to then go vote in the presidential election or don't. Because we can, I really assume that more positive memorable messages lead to more positive attitude towards voting, lead to people feeling more capable to vote, and then also, in turn, going to vote.